Welcome back, class, from Surfing 101. We are in Airbnb 101. Got it? Let me cross my T's and dot my ones. Here's the deal. Most people think that you have to start with purchasing a property, okay? So I'm gonna use two different color properties right now, green and purple. Now, green is going to be the property that we're buying, and purple is going to be the property that we're arbitraging or renting. Now, I just want to show you the math equation as to why I encourage people to start with rental arbitrage. Again, I'm somebody that's done both and done millions of dollars with both. I think that arbitrage is the place to start for most people, even if you have, $40,000, $50,000. Here's the deal. If you have this house right here, let's call it house number one. And this house is for sale for $250,000. If you have to use traditional financing, you get a 20%, you're putting 20% down here. In order to just buy this house without closing costs or anything, you're going to need $50,000 in cash, okay? That's what you would need if you're doing 20% of $250,000. Does that math check out? 20%, 250. Okay, so you need $50,000. Now, you still got to furnish the property. Here's another $15K. Okay, now again, we can, with the $15K, we're going to use business credit either way, furnishing either property. But you can already see where I'm going with this. The point that I'm getting to is most people that are starting out don't have access to $50,000, sometimes let alone $15,000. So if you're a beginner, and I want this to be a beginner 5th grade level video, what I would do is at scale, and I'll show you why I can scale so fast, what I would do if I had, let's just say I had $50,000. Here's how I would put it to work. You could find even five, let's make it very simple. You could find 5 properties, okay? We'll start with one right here. I'm gonna make it tiny. This one property, let's call it number 1 down here. Property number 1, let's say that it rents for $2,000 a month, and it's in St. Louis, Missouri. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath property, okay? So it rents for $2,000 a month. Again, you have this $50,000 still that we were going to use up here to just buy one property, which, by the way, a $250,000 property, I can promise you, it's maybe going to make you at most $2,500 to $2,700 per month. So all this invested to make $2,700 a month. Whoops. All of this invested to make 27. Geez, my drawing's bad. Haven't been to school in a while, as you can imagine. This is what an MBA degree gets you. Drawing on whiteboards. Okay, so this property that we're renting for $2,000 a month, we put down $2,000 for our first month's rent, we put down $2,000 for our security deposit, and with the other $6,000, or let's just say there was anywhere between $6,000 to $8,000 to furnish this property. Okay, probably be closer to $8,000. My math is going to get a little choppy here, but here the point is still going to stand. Let's say that we put $8,000 into this bad boy for furnishing it, and we're going to use business credit for that. Well, if we used $50,000, we needed cash down. For this property, the cash down, all we did was $4,000. And then the other $8K, we'll use red here, the other $8K comes from biz credit, okay? The business credit furnishes the property, and over the next couple months, it's going to allow you're going to pay that business credit off with the money that you're making from this Airbnb. So with a property like this, let's say it's $2,000 a month, I always shoot for and tell my students we want to be making, in revenue, we want to be making twice our monthly rent. So if you do proper market research, this one property that you put $4,000 down into, and then the rest was business credit, your goal is to make $4,000 in revenue or $2K per month in profit, okay? So this one property equals $2,000 in profit. So we literally only used $4,000 in cash to damn near make the same amount that we'd make putting down $50,000. Now, granted, I'm buying houses still. There's different reasons why I'm buying houses. You don't get the same tax purposes renting, you don't build equity, you get appreciation. So there's a lot of pros to buying, but if you're starting out, hear what I'm saying. You are renting a property, subleasing it on Airbnb, and making $2,000 a month in profit, and all you invested up front was $4,000 in cash, and the rest we borrowed other people's money. Now, just imagine, with that same $50,000, we could, technically speaking, get, essentially 10 of these properties. If we kept the same 50K and was able to keep borrowing business credit, and we were able to continue to use $4,000 down, essentially, that's about $40,000, right? We can even get 15 or no, sorry. We could technically get like 12, but it probably wouldn't work out that way. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, you only got 5 properties. So 5 times 4,000. So now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my little village of Airbnbs. 5 Airbnbs that we don't own. We rent these and we sublease them on Airbnb. Each one is making $2,000 per month. Each one cost us $4K up front. So 4K times 5, that's $20,000 in expenses. So expense equals 20,000. Oof, we just lost 20K. But we just bought ourselves, and again, we have to use this business credit. This is the very, very important part. You don't want to use your own capital to furnish these properties. Use other people's money. That's how the rich get richer. Now, $20,000 in upfront expenses, but every single month, we'll be making $2, $4, $6, $8, $10,000 in profit if everything goes correctly. So monthly profit, and this is after all expenses, guys, equals $10,000 per month. Now, this is just essentially back of napkin. I'm just showing you a very general concept. Are some numbers a little fudged? Probably. Are some of them over or under what they exactly are? Probably. But this is the goal, and this is why I'm telling you guys that it's important to understand. Airbnb arbitrage should not be overlooked. Purchasing Airbnbs is fantastic if you have the capital, but if you want to build up cash flow, hear what I'm saying. Rental arbitrage is a fantastic model.